What I want to touch on today is really kind of your approach going into the holidays. So a lot of the holiday approach is mindset, and so when you can get your mind right, you're setting yourself up for a much greater chance of success. And so what I want you to know is, when you go into the holidays and you're already thinking, well, it's the holidays, so I'm going to probably gain 5 or 10 pounds, and then I'll just lose it at the beginning of the year. Most cases that's not true. People typically do. When you have that mindset, you've already told yourself that you're going to gain weight. Most people go in thinking that, and so if you tell yourself you're going to do something, you're most likely going to do that. So if you tell yourself, I'm probably going to gain 5 to 7 pounds, you're likely going to gain 5 to 7 pounds. So what I want to encourage you to do is break that cycle. Don't tell yourself you're going to gain 5 or 7 pounds. Go in it with a much smarter approach, okay? So I've touched on this in videos before, but what I want you to know is that you really need to try to avoid having the holidays become a holla month or a holla quarter. A lot of people laugh when I say that, but it's so true. So this is what I want you to think about, is that the holidays are essentially 5 days. Some people will even let Halloween carry into Thanksgiving and then carry into Christmas and New Year's. So if you omit Halloween as one of the holidays, and we've got Thanksgiving, we've got Christmas Eve, we've got Christmas, we've got New Year's Eve, and we've got New year's, that's essentially 5 holidays, right? So 5 days in a span of a little over a month, we'll call it a month and a half if you want to expand on that a little bit more. But so 5 actual days out of a month and a half does not need to become a holla month, or for some who let Halloween carry through, a holla quarter. When you start thinking in terms of holla month or holla quarter, most people don't think about it like that. But when you let Halloween transition into Thanksgiving, and then it transitions into Christmas and even New Year's, now you've got a month and a half of nothing but binge eating, and yeah, you're going to gain 5 to 7 pounds, maybe even 10 pounds, and then you're always focused on, well, my New Year's resolution will be, let me lose these 5, 7, 10 pounds, maybe even a little bit more. Then you have the vicious cycle of, well, I'm going to start working out in January, and then it all comes to a screeching halt in February. Most people don't follow through with that weight loss resolution, and so it can become a vicious cycle. 5 years in, now you've gained 25 or 30 pounds because you've let the holidays become a holla month or a holla quarter. So what I want you to really focus on is the mental side. So going into these holidays, and we'll focus on Thanksgiving because I'm going to give you some tips on how you can improve your chances at significantly less weight gain and hopefully no weight gain over Thanksgiving, because that's the holiday that's closest. But I want you to think big picture here and think in terms of the mental side of things. So I want this to be valuable for you. And so when you're going into the holidays, and we'll focus on Thanksgiving, as I said. So when you're going into Thanksgiving, do not allow Thanksgiving to be Thanksgiving Eve, Thanksgiving Day, the day after, and let it coast through the weekend. I'm not telling you not to eat leftovers, but don't have the same mental approach as you do on Thanksgiving. Look, I expect everybody to overeat on Thanksgiving. That's what we do. That's what most of our culture does, and I completely accept that. I overeat on Thanksgiving. But what I want you to know is there are some strategies that you can implement that will help hopefully allow you not to completely sabotage your weight or any results that you've had up until this point, or hopefully not gain weight. So my first tip to you is make Thanksgiving stand by itself. There's no reason to let that binge carry through the weekend and then even further into the holidays, Christmas and New Year's. So if you've got leftovers from Thanksgiving, most people do. We make a ton of food. We overeat, and there's still a ton of food left. And so yes, I'm not discouraging you from eating leftovers, but you can still practice good portion control with those leftovers. Even though the food might not be super healthy, turkey and some of the vegetables and things that you may eat for Thanksgiving. But I'm talking about your sweet potato casseroles or pies, your pecan pies, those kinds of things where you can really get in a lot of trouble. The sugar containing things that really a little bit goes way too far. And so when you think about Thanksgiving, allow yourself that one day to overeat, and don't let that carry through until the weekend. That's what I want to hammer home here, is that after that's over, if you still want to have a little piece of pie or something over the weekend, make it a small piece. Focus on eating more of the turkey, the vegetables, some of the things that are a little bit healthier for you, but really pay close attention to the portion sizes. Because if you're letting your Thanksgiving duplicate itself, and now you've got Thanksgiving on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, now you've had 4 days where you've just flat out binged and overeaten, and now you're in a world of hurt because you're probably going to gain a few pounds in that span of time. So that's step one. Step number 2 is this, and I see one of two scenarios. With Thanksgiving, I see the scenario of people go all day long without eating because they're so involved with prepping the food and getting everything ready for family and getting everything ready for this massive feast that's about to happen. So what you need to do for Thanksgiving is that I highly encourage you to eat during the day. Focus more on small little snacks, mostly protein if you can. Avoid a lot of the sweets and the sugar-containing treats that you're going to have for dessert through Thanksgiving. And when you're doing that, just have a little bit of food at a time throughout the day. That way, when your big meal comes, you're not starving from not eating all day and working your butt off to get all this food prepped. And you're not going into the Thanksgiving meal thinking that I'm going to make up for all those calories now because I'm starving and now I'm just going to completely stuff myself. If you eat a few small snacks throughout the day leading up to that main meal, now you're not going to be so pressured to eat this ginormous meal. There's going to be more leftovers, more meals for you to eat and enjoy that food later on, and you can really focus in and hone in on the portion control side of things. So I want you to try to wrap your head around that. It's easier said than done, but if you have a plan going into the holidays and you don't let them become a challah month or a challah quarter, you're setting yourself up for much greater success. So those without a plan are usually planning to fail. So don't go in it playing blind darts and trying to hit a bullseye and not even hitting the dartboard. Go in it with a plan, a concrete plan, and tell yourself beforehand, this is what I'm going to do. These are the things I'm going to implement, and this is what's going to lead to my success or my the lack of sabotaging my results. And that's what I want to help you guys do, because I overeat on Thanksgiving, but I go about it strategically so that I'm not completely sabotaging my physique. I don't feel like crap, and I don't allow the holidays to become a challah month or a challah quarter. So I hope you guys got something out of that. I'm going to continue to bring a lot of value to this page. I'm very passionate about what I do, and I just want to continue on my mission to help as many people as possible. But really, when we're thinking about the holidays, again, don't let the holidays, the 5 holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas Eve, Christmas, New Year's Eve, and New Year's, become a challah month or even a challah quarter. So I'll touch more on this as we lead up to Christmas, and I'll touch more on more of that as we lead up to New Year's.